What's going on, YouTube? So Sunday morning, had to think about what day it was there for a minute. Sunday morning, got back this morning rather about 5:30. So it was a good 24-hour day, 706 miles round trip. So a little bit of travel time. We had a few truck troubles on the way home. Just transmission, mountains. I mean, it's a built transmission and everything's right, but you don't know what you're going to put them through. I mean, we get spoiled up here in Northwest Ohio. It's all flat land for the most part, and so, you know, once you get up to speed, no issues. But you get down there in the mountains and learn a thing or two about what your vehicle likes or what it don't like. So we'll address that a little bit this week, and hopefully won't have too much of a problem going forward, but learning experience nevertheless. So here we are today. I get this thing out of the box, get it washed up. It's dirty, filthy. Trailer's dirty and filthy. Freaking red clay everywhere. It's a mess. So we'll do a little walk around here. You can see she is filthy, dirty. That red clay is a little bit different. Stains the car a little bit different. So she's definitely gonna need a good old washing. But a little dent in the door. Little tire mark action. A little dent right here. Ripped the spoiler side. Nothing. Cushion yeah, damage. Some cushion damage on the spoiler. That's why that's all wavy like that. You hit the cushion, it kind of flexes this thing in and up and starts to wrinkle them like that. But you'll have that. You can just see this thing is filthy dirty. And then the door scuffs here, the door scrapes. So nothing too terrible at all. I mean, honestly, for going to a place we've never been to before, a tight little track like that, it was fast and hammered down and kind of up on the cushion, up on the wall. You know, it really didn't fare too bad at all.
You grazed her.
I mean,
you grazed her.
Grazed something.
Yep.
Looks like we might have got our first little wall graze right there. Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, I mean, all in all, really very pleased with how the night went. We ended up 5th, and you know, car is all still pretty much perfect, you know, other than a few little battle scars here and there. I certainly, yeah, I've came back from much closer tracks in much worse shape than this. There ain't no doubt about that. So, you know,
well, we had fun.
Yeah,
it's not very often that we get to go to a racetrack and have traction in the track. Everything up here is just blowing, and when we say dry, we mean dry. I mean desert fucking dry. And by the way, if I'm sounding weird, I was yelling at the driver from the grandstands, telling him what to do, even though he couldn't hear me way louder than I thought. Nah, my voice is all hoarse today. So
yep. Well, like Brandon said, we had fun. It was a fun night. I mean, short of a few little minor things, it was a fun night and fun trip overall. And you know, we'd go back and do it again for sure. I mean, for the kind, as long as they're paying that kind of money down there, you know, we made out pretty decent for running 5th and longest tow money. So all in all, a good weekend, good night. Glad it's all together. Glad we got the first race in. I mean, that is always, I don't care how many years you've been doing this, that first night, first race, it just, you never feel prepared. The car never seems like it's ready. I mean, mechanically, this car was pretty much as it rolled off the track last year. You know, we didn't pull the motor out. We did have the rear end out, but you know, nothing really major mechanically, but it still feels like a brand new car, and you're just kind of concerned that everything's going to work right. And so you get that first night in and it gets a few little, you know, rock dings in it and things are not perfect anymore, and you go to the track the second week, okay, now we're ready to race, you know. So it's not bad. But yeah, good weekend overall. So we'll get this thing up on the stands and we'll get her. so that's pretty much it. You see, we tear the, I mean, this is every single week that this is kind of the process. So we get it in, we take the upper fender's hood off, take the door off, all the tires obviously. And then there's a few things that you got to cover, but take everything apart, disassemble it. It's up on the roller stand, so we'll roll it outside and then wash everything, completely wash everything, bring it back in, and then we'll go through maintenance. Just same routine every single week. It's kind of a good opportunity to look over the car, make sure there's nothing weird leaking, nothing, you know, broke, cracked that you see that kind of stands out. Like I said, this is an every single week process. This is what we do. We don't miss a week. Now, I mean, it's a little bit different. We race 2 nights, and then we don't go through the car. You know, we don't wash it and everything like that in between nights, but we do still go through the car. It basically goes up on the lift, and we go through and we grease and lube everything, nut and bolt everything, look around for cracks, look around for leaks, you know, anything that's out of the normal. So this, you spend more time maintaining and working on these things than you actually do racing them. And 20 minutes a week is, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 hours worth of maintenance a week. So, but when you want to run up front and you want to be competitive, you don't want no silly shit happening. That's what you have to do. You have to make sure that, I mean, I've literally seen a bolt lose $100,000 race. I have seen that happen. So we'll get her rolled out, get her washed up. Usually I go through, I wash it, power wash everything, blow all the important areas off with air, you know, I hit all the brakes and everything like that just to get the standing water off of stuff so it ain't corroding as much. And then we'll dry the car off and bring it in here, let it finish air drying, and then we'll be ready to start maintenance. Plus it's a little bit easier, nicer to work on when the thing's not dripping with red clay and mud and dirt falling in your face. So that's kind of the other benefit of washing it, is it's a little bit cleaner to work on. So
What you doing out here, bud?
this is not staged. So let me explain. Yesterday I was tired, right? But it was sunny and like 50, because this is spring in Northwest Ohio. So I went home merely to get a wash bucket, right? I sat down on the couch and I heard it say, "Close your eyes." And that's what we call a couch monster. So it got me yesterday for about 2 hours. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, probably ought to get that car washed. And then we walked outside and yeah, there's like an inch of snow on the ground. So that doesn't stop the fact that this weekend's gonna be like 75 and sunny, and racetracks don't care if I wash my car when it was snowing or not. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna wash the car today, and it's gonna be a good time.
Whether you washed it yesterday or today, one way or the other, it's got to be ready to load Thursday night. So I guess we got to brave the snow, and that's why he's got the old ghillie suit on. He's gonna get wet and snowy all at the same time.
All right, so the progress, early week progress after first race night. What does that look like? Well, we got the thing washed in the snow. So now it's all fresh and clean and, you know, back to the way it's supposed to be. As you can see, this is what they're supposed to look like after you race them. So all cleaned up. Now you can see some of the battle scars a little more clearly, but got our first tire mark there. Got some dings and scrapes and dents. And evidently I was close enough to the wall, so that's pretty cool. And then on this side, really everything looks pretty damn good on this side, other than a few scuffs. And you can see them, nothing too terrible. And then I don't know, I must have hit something up here with the nose. So other than that, I mean, going 300 some odd miles away to a track you've never been to, and dirt you never raced on, tires you never raced on, and a fresh car and fresh shocks and a fresh setup. Pretty damn good weekend, right? Running the top 5 across the scales, I got no complaints. I mean, other than, you know, I probably every driver, you wish you had another 20 laps, right? No, the car was really good. I mean, I think most of everything in the weekend that was wrong was me. So, you know, knocking the rust off, trying to get better, trying to learn new things. So we'll go from here and we'll get it all nut and bolted, greased and lubed. Go through all the suspension, check everything. Brandon's got some ideas that he's going to play with this week, and put it all back together. And what's that? Oh yeah, and well, the plans for this weekend, they're kind of tentative. We're not, I mean, the weather looks awesome, so we're probably definitely gonna go down to Hilltop on Friday and run again with the steel blocks. I like that division. I mean, the guys in that division drive clean. You know, the division, they're really respectful of you, and they truly give a shit about the racer. That's kind of hard to find sometimes nowadays, unfortunately. So they've always done us right. They've been nice and they've been really cool. So we're going to try to support them guys in the steel block series as much as we can. So we'll go down to Hilltop Friday night and run with them. It's 1,400 to win down there. And then Saturday's kind of up in the air. The steel block series, they go to Wayne County, another track we've never been to. We're kicking around between running Wayne County or going to Sharon Speedway. Sharon Speedway's got a 3,500 to win race. None of those tracks we've been to, so, you know, kind of excited about that. Relatively all the same amount of driving, so we'll see. We'll kind of watch the weather. There's some potential for rain over at Sharon later in the week, so we'll watch the weather. It's nice to have options. It's the one beautiful thing about running a dirt late model. You got options. I mean, especially this time of year, most things are opening up and kicking off. So usually somewhere on a Friday or a Saturday night, there's somewhere racing. It just depends on how far you want to drive. So we'll go through and get this thing all spruced back up and try some new stuff and see what we end up with on this weekend coming up. So it's good to be back behind the wheel again. You know, the winter's long. You guys seen most of the videos in the winter, and you just get kind of into that routine where you're taking stuff apart, putting stuff back together, taking stuff apart, cleaning stuff, putting stuff back together. And now we're finally, you know, kind of trying to get back into the swing of racing. We cleaned the shop up a little bit today and, you know, got the body table cleared off, got the pressure washer back out where it goes, and rearranged some stuff. So trying to get back into that race season swing of things. It's always a transition. So like I said, good weekend overall this weekend. Looking forward to next weekend. Car's still in great shape. Now we get to, this is nice. This is nice when you got weeks where you can kind of work on what we call go fast stuff. So we'll work on that. Hopefully the driver will be a little bit better next week, and we'll try it again.